What's going on, everybody? It's Lord Varquad coming at you with another storytime video. And in today's storytime video, we're actually going to be talking about the time that I went to school and I had a bright idea right in the back of my pocket. I just thought it would be cool to go to school and, hit the school offline. That's not how it actually happened, but basically, yeah, that's what we're going to be getting into today. That's what we're going to be talking about. Now, I do have to say that I am making this video for educational and entertainment purposes only. Don't get any ideas, okay? Like, don't go doing this to your school if you watch this video. Don't be like, well, Veraxity did that. I mean, no, that's not exactly what this is for. This is just so you can get an idea of basically what not to do and so you can be entertained by my past mistakes, alright? Now, first off, before we get into the video, I would like to give a shout out to MonkeyBoiMan on Discord. Why? Why am I shouting out MonkeyBoiMan? Because I like his name, dude. It's kind of funny. It made me laugh when I saw it, and then he asked for a shout out. So, shout out MonkeyBoiMan. But now that that's out of the way, let's get right into the Tootsie Roll center of this juicy story, okay? So one day, whenever I was 15, little Caleb wakes up. That's me, by the way. I'm Caleb, if you didn't know. But little Caleb wakes up, and he's on his way to school. Right now, I probably woke up like 10 minutes before I had to leave, just because I used to do that whenever I was at my mom's house. See, there were two ways I was getting to school, right? It was either one, I wake up at my dad's and I get driven there, so I had to wake up a little bit earlier, or two, I wake up at my mom's and I walk my sorry ass to the bus stop, alright? And now this takes place when I was probably around 15, so like 10th grade. This was before I went to tech school for, networking and security. This was before all of that. This was before Veraxity was even just but a sperm cell. This was before anything like that. I was just regular old Caleb at this point, okay? So one day, 15-year-old Caleb wakes up and he goes to the bus stop, right? It was probably like 3 minutes before the bus came. I was standing out in the bus stop. It was cold. I probably had some Eggo waffles for breakfast. Those things are delicious, dude. Hey, if you got Eggo waffles, go put some in the toaster right now and come back and watch this video whenever you're done. But I get to the bus stop and I'm standing there and it's cold. I really don't want to be there. Who does? It's school. No one likes school. And yeah, the bus comes and guess what? We're off to school. Now, I didn't go to school with this particular idea in mind, right? I didn't just wake up and go, you know what, I'm gonna DDoS the school. It wasn't that big of a menace, trust me. But either way, by the end of the day, that ended up happening. So I'm riding the bus to school as everything's going normal. It doesn't take that long to get there because, like I said, I didn't actually end up going to the tech school until the last 2 years of high school. So this was before that. This was sophomore year. This was 10th grade in high school, and I'm riding the bus, right? No one's talking to me. No one really talked in the morning on the bus at all. It was usually at the end of the day whenever everyone was like getting up, throwing things around. The bus driver was screaming, all right? But after a short bus ride later and, maybe a couple Twinkies here and there, I was arriving at the school. And, my school, I live in America, dude, so it's kind of sketchy, right? In my school, I had metal detectors. So, like, I'm dead ass serious. You had to walk through metal detectors to get into the school. I don't know what they thought I was gonna bring. I don't know what they thought any of the kids were gonna bring. Now, I never really understood why they had metal detectors in the school. It's the United States, right? Anyone could probably assume the United States and schools don't really mix together, but I digress. So I get to the school, I go through the metal detectors, I have to open my bag, you open your bag and you throw it down a line of tables, and basically a bunch of security guards just go through your shit, right? But today, I wasn't packing the guns in the bag, all right? Today, I was packing the guns online, right? This is where this is going. So I get out of the metal detector line, I go sit in the cafeteria, because that's kind of where like everyone congregated for the first 30 minutes of school before homeroom. You just sit in the cafeteria with your friends. They give you like this cardboard piece of breakfast pizza and you throw it at the window, right? That's basically what you do for the first 30 minutes of school. At least that's what I did when I was 15 and in 10th grade. But anyway, so homeroom comes around and we go to our homeroom class. I'd say it's about like third or fourth period whenever stuff starts really picking up throughout the day, all right? Like I said, I didn't go into school thinking I was just going to DDoS the school. Like, I didn't go into school going, I'm going to hit this shit offline. Like, that would be a little bit ridiculous. So this was just a normal school day for the most part, right up until this point. Now, okay, I had 3 different lunches in my school, right? There was lunch A, there was lunch B, and then there was lunch C. Now, when I was a sophomore, I had the very lucky privilege of getting the first lunch, right? I was in a lunch, basically meaning if I wanted 3 lunches, I could have all 3, because you could go to A lunch, right? And then B lunch was right after that. So you could literally walk out of the lunchroom, out of the cafeteria. You could walk out of the cafe. You can go down the hall, turn the fuck around, come back, and then go to B lunch, all right? And now you could just keep repeating that for A lunch, B lunch, and C lunch, which is what I did, quite often. But this day was different, right? Right after 4th period, I go to A lunch. I go get my chocolate milk. Why did I give you milk at lunch? That's so stupid, dude. But anyway, so I eat my prison food, and, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm talking to my friends, but I'm not feeling good enough to go to all 3 lunches. Now, what's a really good place that you go to whenever you want to skip class? You don't want to go back to class. What's a really good place that you go to, right? Some might argue the bathroom. The jewelers of the school might argue the bathroom is a really good place to go. Some might argue the fucking sewer. Maybe you don't want to be in school at all. Maybe you'd rather be a sewer dweller. But today was a little bit different, right? We were feeling privileged today. We went to the library. So the library was kind of like where all of my friends used to hang out and skip. At least whenever they had a free period, or if they just wanted to skip, they would just all go to the library. Now let me tell you something about the library. It was not a quiet place. You know how libraries are usually quiet? Yeah, this library, it got loud whenever we got in there. So I finish up my prison food. I'm walking down the hall, and I decide that I'm not gonna go back. I'm not gonna go for an hour and a half and eat 3 lunches. I'm just gonna go to the library and see who's chilling there. And now, I don't know if my luck ran out today. I don't know if I stepped on a lucky cricket. I don't know if I, opened an umbrella inside. I don't know if I shattered a couple mirrors. Like I'm saying, there was nobody in the library, right? I arrived to the library. There's no one there, right? It's gonna be boring. Fuck, I should have just stayed in lunch, huh? Or so I thought it was gonna be boring. You see, they had these things in the library, these magical devices called computers. And now these computers were just posted up at every single table at the library, and the students could just go on them and access them. So me being Veraxity, I was just kind of like, well, I guess I'll just go on the computer, considering there's nobody that I like to talk to in here. And I don't know whose computer I got, dude. I don't know if I got a teacher's computer. I don't know what happened, but basically whenever I got my computer and I signed on, it looked like this, right? All the network information was just out on the desktop. I don't know if that's a setting. I honestly have no idea, but there was just a bunch of network information on the desktop, just on the home screen. And so I get this computer and I'm looking at it. And now, usually whenever you see an IP address, you think one of 3 things, right? You either think A, that's a bunch of scary numbers because you have no network knowledge at all. You think B, that's an IP address like a normal person, and then you move on with your life. Or you think C, that's an IP address, I'm gonna hit it offline. And spoiler alert, I ended up thinking option C. I was like, whoa, what's that IP address doing there? It's the school's IP address. I'm such a hacker. No, I didn't think that, but basically, I just saw this IP address on the school computer, and I was just like, huh. Well, I guess we could spice things up today, right? I mean, it's pretty boring in here without everyone, without all my friends. It's pretty fucking boring in the library, dude. We can't be rowdy today. So I'm sitting on this computer, I probably loaded up cool math games. I had this lingering thought in the back of my head, right? I was like, that's an IP. I could probably hit that offline. So I'm playing these cool math games, probably playing, I don't know, fucking Run or something. And I'm just thinking to myself, this could be a lot more fun. We could spice things up with this, right? So what I do is basically I had to install a VPN on one of the school computers just because, it's a school computer, the school Wi-Fi, they block everything. And I'm not talking about just, I'm not talking about your X videos. They block everything, dude. They block Facebook, Instagram, everything. So you better make damn sure I got a VPN on this computer because there's no way I'm accessing a Stressor website just off the computer, off the school's Wi-Fi. So I installed this VPN, but I made sure to take a screenshot of all the network information on the home screen first. And after the VPN's installed, I'm basically free to go onto whatever website I want within the school network. So I'm assuming you guys can kind of guess what's going on here. What's the next part of the story is. Veraxity, what did you do after you you installed this VPN. I just started Googling free DDoSers to like free stressor websites. And I found one of these websites. You didn't need to sign up or anything. I forget what it was called. It was probably like free stressor or something, like, I don't know. It's just some generic free stressor, right? And I get on one of these websites and I have this screenshot of the IP information. And like, I'm not even gonna lie, dude, like this probably doesn't sound like a big deal, but my heart was like thumping. I was like, what? I felt like some guy just gave me shiny access to the big red button that sends nukes. I felt like if I was a Skyrim character, my sneak, illusion, and one-handed weapon would all be at 100, right? So I start typing in this little IP, you know, I type the little IP into the stressor website. I hit it on port 80 for like, I don't know, 300 seconds or something like that, whatever the max was for the free stressor. But yeah, so I send this attack to that IP address, right? I send the attack, I see the timer ticking down, 300, 299, 298, and nothing's happening. So I just close out the window and I forget all about it. You know, I thought it was gonna be a fun day, thought I was gonna get to see some ruckus go down. No, didn't see any of that, right? But I know that's not what you guys wanted to hear, so not even like a minute later, and I hear the school bell go off, like the intercom. They have an intercom system at the school, and I hear the little ding, like someone's about to talk through the intercom. Now, I didn't think much of it because I thought, you know, maybe lunch was over, maybe someone's getting called to the office, I don't know, who cares? I forgot all about the DDoSing at this point. I was just back on cool math games doing my thing, being extra bored. Because from this point, I thought nothing had happened. I thought the stressor website just didn't work. I thought my fun was ruined. I thought I was, just gonna be a normie for the rest of the day. I thought I was gonna play cool math games for the next, like, hour and a half, right? That would have sucked. And without skipping a beat, the second that this intercom bell, like, went off, I tried to go to the next level in cool math games, and it didn't load. So there was this brief, like, 10-second period where I'm just sitting here watching the website load, and sort of half listening to the lady over the intercom speaker start spewing nonsense, right? And now I had my headphones in, so it didn't really occur to me what was going on. I really wasn't paying attention that much. I was just kind of waiting on the next level to load for this stupid-ass game, when all of a sudden, I see in the bottom right corner where the Wi-Fi symbol is, connection error. That shit disconnected. So I take my headphone out and I'm just, listening at this point. And I can't remember exactly what she said, because like I said, I wasn't paying attention, but basically the lady over the intercom said that the Wi-Fi was out. Something like, we have noticed a network difficulty, blah, 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 blah. Dude, I couldn't hold it in. I just started freaking. I just started dying, like, in the middle of the library. People were looking at me. I was just, like, cracking up. Because, mind you, it wasn't rowdy in the library. None of my friends were there. It was quiet. And so, basically, lady says the Wi-Fi doesn't work. I'm sitting there laughing, and everyone's just looking at me like, what is this kid laughing at? But that little rush of adrenaline that I felt quickly became over-encumbered with, oh my god, I just hit the school offline, dude. And thank God I was a smarty pants. There is one testing account, right? Usually in school, you have your little login information, right? For the school network, each student has their own accounts. This is so they can track you. Well, I remembered a couple years prior, and I always used to do this in school. I would never, ever use my own account on these computers at school because a few years ago, they made a separate account for all the students to log into that was required for testing. So it was basically untraceable. Like, you could definitely trace the MAC address that logged in to that account, but there was no name tied to the account. It was just a testing account, like for an online test, not like testing if the students can log in or anything. It was for an online test, so the students could take the test through that account. And I would always use this account instead of my own on whatever computer that I was signing into in the school. So after probably like 10 minutes of nearly shitting my pants, thinking the fucking FBI was gonna come down, bust through the windows, AK-47, AR-15 in hand, pointed at my face, thinking basically the worst scenarios on the planet. The intercom bell dings again and basically lets everybody know that the Wi-Fi is back online, you can resume your online teaching. And now I'm not gonna lie, that was a little bit relieving just because, I didn't completely null the entire thing. Like, I didn't cause an insane amount of disruption or anything like that, basically just annoyed them for a second, which is pretty much what DDoS attacks do. But there was still a little piece in my mind that was just sitting in the back of my head, bugging me, watching me. I was sitting there thinking, you know, the FBI is gonna bust in and shoot my toes off. But that didn't actually end up happening. You know, the Wi-Fi went on probably like 10 minutes later, and all was well. You know, I'm not in a prison cell recording this video. I'm not missing any toes because the FBI shut off my toes. It's not none of that, dude. Basically, I just took it out for 10 minutes with a free stressor, and it was an insane adrenaline rush. I'm not even gonna lie, but like, and I don't know, dude. Basically, if you're ever thinking about some, like, you know, fiend and shiesty activity online like this, don't do it. This is don't do that stuff. I'm still getting like giggly thinking about it, and I don't even know why, because it's not like anything significant even happened. The Wi-Fi went out for like 10 minutes, if even, maybe like 8 minutes. But yeah, guys, basically, I didn't tell anyone. You know, I kept my mouth shut. I was basically just sitting there silently freaking out for the rest of the day. And yeah, I went home, I played some video games, I stayed up till like 4 a.m. again, and then I went back to sleep. But that is pretty much the end of the story, guys. I just want to say thank you for 100,000 subscribers again. If you want to see some more story times in the near future, make sure you smack the heck out of that like button. Actually, no, DDoS the like button, alright? Hit the like button offline. Smack it so hard that it goes offline. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't do what I did in school. Don't be a little degenerate. Don't think you're cool for doing that stuff, because it's really not cool. It's just kind of stupid. I mean, it's kind of fun, but you know what I mean. It's stupid, dude. Just don't do it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.